It was only just a few years ago where the Cleveland Browns were 0-16 and known as the laughingstock of the NFL, losing game after game and going through quarterback after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback until they found the one, Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield showed signs of at least being a competent quarterback for the Browns for day one, going 6-7 as a rookie while throwing for 3,700 yards and 27 touchdowns in 2018. With already being on his fourth head coach in 3 years, along with a slew of player changes across the board, the Browns' game plan for this season offensively has mostly been led by a strong running game while also having Mayfield throw when need be. Having both Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt has helped keep the interceptions down as well. And while only having 3 Pro Bowlers on the team and a negative point differential somehow, someway, the Cleveland Browns this season have been able to get their first 10-win season since 2007, where they finished 10-6 but unfortunately still missed the playoffs. With a 7th seed in play now, it seems that their postseason chances are much higher now. But when was the last time this team actually made the playoffs? The NFL, of course, looked very different 18 years ago in 2002. Only 3 active players were in the league back then: Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Josh McCown, all quarterbacks. Tom Brady was coming off his very first Super Bowl win versus the St. Louis Rams and would be just 25 years old going into the 2002 season. Drew Brees will be 23 and his first year as a starter in the league with LaDainian Tomlinson and the San Diego Chargers. And Josh McCown will be in his rookie season with the Arizona Cardinals, where he would only appear in just 2 games. Officially taking over after Drew Bledsoe, Tom Brady would lead the league with 28 touchdowns, but this wasn't enough as the New England Patriots missed the playoffs with a 9-7 record. The New York Jets would win the AFC East. Drew Brees would lead the Chargers to an 8-8 record that would prove to just be good enough for 3rd place in the AFC West, where no team had a record below 500. In the 2002 draft, David Carr would go first overall to the expansion team known as the Houston Texans. And this draft would also feature some all-time greats such as Julius Peppers, Ed Reed, and Dwight Freeney. Now, as for the Browns during this time, they were led by head coach Butch Davis, who was also the GM. His record during his 4-year tenure with Cleveland would be 24-35 through 59 games, so 2002 is his bright spot. Under him was the offensive coordinator Bruce Arians, who we know would later go on to be coach for the Arizona Cardinals and currently the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And their defensive coordinator was Foji Fazio. The quarterbacks of this team were Tim Couch and Kelly Holcomb. Holcomb would start off the season, but Couch would later take his place. The two would combine for 3,600 yards and 26 touchdowns. William Green would be the team's leading rusher with 887 yards and 6 touchdowns, averaging 3.7 yards a carry and 55 yards a game. The leading receivers on this team were Quincy Morgan and Kevin Johnson. Morgan had 56 catches, 964 yards, and 7 touchdowns, while Johnson had 67 catches, 703 yards, and 4 touchdowns. This team, unfortunately, had 0 Pro Bowl players. The Browns would finish 9-7 and be second place behind the 10-5-1 Pittsburgh Steelers. The Oakland Raiders, Tennessee Titans, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and Philadelphia Eagles would all get first-round byes. Both the Raiders and Bucs would later meet in the Super Bowl, and Tampa Bay would win outright. To backtrack in this time, Cleveland would face their division rival Pittsburgh Steelers in the wild card, Sunday, January 5th, 2003. A game with over 62,000 fans in attendance and 20-degree weather. Kelly Holcomb would be quarterback for the game in Cleveland, while Tommy Maddox was on the other side for Pittsburgh. This game was pretty much played almost entirely through the air with little rushing. There was a total of 796 yards and 6 passing touchdowns. Kelly Holcomb really outplayed Maddox with 429 yards and 3 touchdowns and just 1 interception, while Maddox had 367 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Unfortunately for Cleveland, a special teams touchdown by Pittsburgh would cost them the game as the Browns would lose 36-33. Pittsburgh would move on to the divisional round where they would lose to the Titans 34-31. And as far as awards and stat leaders for the 2002 season, Rich Gannon would win MVP, Clinton Portis and Julius Peppers would be the Rookies of the Year, Derrick Brooks would win Defensive Player of the Year, Ricky Williams was the rushing leader with over 1,800 yards rushing, Marvin Harrison was the receiving leader with 1,700 yards and 143 catches, a record that wouldn't be broken until last year thanks to Michael Thomas. And when you look at the current Cleveland Browns team, the oldest player, defensive back Andrew Sendejo, was only 15 years old. Jarvis Landry was 10, Baker Mayfield, Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, and Kareem Hunt were all just 7 years old. Since rejoining the NFL in 1999, this new Cleveland Browns team could be best described as cursed, a place where careers go to die. Going through a ton of coaching and quarterback changes, you would have thought people have lost hope in this franchise long ago. But that isn't the case, and a very likely playoff appearance by the Cleveland Browns in 2020 would finally put an end to an 18-year drought. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, like and comment how many wins you'll think Cleveland will finish with this season, if they'll make the playoffs, and how far that they will get in the playoffs. And if you like me, subscribe.